doesn't love me and appreciate my body as a woman.
Complete and utter joy that it was finally overturned, but the determination, a steely determination that the battle is not over.
Abortion bans are illegitimate. Forced motherhood is illegitimate.
You're hearing a lot of passion right there. Let's take a live look outside the Supreme Court in D.C. right now, where a huge crowd has formed, some celebrating the court's monumental decision today, overturning Roe v. Wade. Others pretty furious about it. The justices voted 5-4 in striking down Roe v. Wade, stripping away constitutional protection for abortions that have been in place for nearly 50 years. And this paves the way for states to impose outright bans on the procedure. Nearly half have indicated they plan to do just that. Right now, 13 states are preparing for trigger laws to take effect. Those are laws that were ready to roll once this decision came down. The timing really depends on a state-by-state basis. It can be right away by state official certification or after a 30-day waiting period. And these laws would supersede other laws that the state might have on the books. Right now, Georgia does not have a trigger law in place. And tonight, President Biden is calling on Congress to restore abortion protection as federal law. He's promising to defend people's rights to cross state lines to seek an abortion. In addressing the nation this afternoon, the president called it a sad day.
It's a realization of an extreme ideology and a tragic error by the Supreme Court, in my view. The court has done what it has never done before, expressly take away a constitutional right that is so fundamental to so many Americans that had already been recognized.
And we're getting a lot of reaction in Georgia tonight as well. We have team coverage with 11 Alive's Hope Ford and John Sherrick outside the Georgia State Capitol. Let's start with Hope. Hope, I see it's loud behind you. You got people chanting and marching. What else are you seeing?
So you can see all the way down the street the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that have come out to march and protest right now. And then there's hundreds and hundreds more that are in the front, at the front of the line, marching as well. This all started at the Centennial Olympic Park. It was kind of two protests, started at Centennial Olympic Park at around 5, and then there was a separate protest at the Capitol. And now they have all kind of come together, and more people have come over to join everybody as this has continued to go on. They did do a little stop not too long ago at Underground, where people gave their personal stories, and they talked about, kind of their fears next. They were talking about also gay marriage rights, also talking about interracial marriage rights. Those are other things that are being discussed out here, as well as abortion rights. So you can kind of see there's just a massive amount of people, and there's all different kinds of people out here as well. There's young, there's old, there's different genders, there's different races out here right now. I've seen people who are pregnant. I've seen a lot of different people out here who are with their kids as well. So it's very much a mixed crowd, and they've just continued to do this. It's been kind of fluid. They haven't really said they're going to stay in one spot or if they're going to march or how long they're even going to go. They're just kind of going with kind of the energy right now. Of course, we're going to follow along after them. They may be going to Centennial Olympic Park. They may be going back to the Capitol at some point. But we're going to follow along with them as this continues to unravel here today.
Yeah, Hope, it's crazy to see how many people are continuing to pass behind you. We started our coverage at 6 p.m. There are maybe a dozen people at Centennial Olympic Park. And to see this, wow, definitely a historic day. And we continue our team coverage over the decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. John Sherrick, also downtown, where protesters are also on the move, I believe. John, what are you seeing there?
There are as many stories in this crowd as there are people who are participating in the march and the demonstration. I talked with one young family who were here. They weren't even born. The parents weren't even born when Roe v. Wade was ratified nearly 50 years ago. They have not known a country in which Roe v. Wade was not the quote-unquote law of the land. They brought their 2 young children to be here with them. They wanted their children to see this because the parents say they want to make sure that their children grow up in the same nation that they grew up in. I talked with a woman from Atlanta who said it's fine to march, it's fine to demonstrate, but she said what people need to do is vote this fall and in 2 years for candidates, she said, for local, state, and federal office that will support the people here. Because as Hope was just saying, many of the fears here that we're hearing expressed is that this Supreme Court decision won't just stop with abortion rights. It may then be translated into addressing and perhaps removing other rights in this country. Here are some of the thoughts from some of the others we talked to just a few minutes ago.
I hope change happens, and I hope we don't keep regressing as we have been doing. Listen to what the people need and what the people want, because they're currently not representing the people.
The struggles are interconnected. We know that there has been a bit of a backslide as of recently when it comes to rights for multiple groups of people, but particularly today with women, there is no reason why women should not have the right to be able to do what they need to with their bodies and not have to explain it to somebody else.
We're going back to a time that's half a century ago, and we shouldn't be looking back, we should be looking forward.
And this is just the beginning of rallies like this. What we're hearing from many of the speakers here is they want people to unify and to mobilize and then to act and vote. Savannah, back to you.
Yeah, no, you're not seeing a lot of police right behind you immediately in these live shots, but we do know they are on the ground monitoring the situation as well. A monumental day, John. Thank you. And we're